So Liverpool have done it 1-0 at the very death from the experienced and one of the only few experienced players left on the pitch, Virgil van Dijk. He had a goal disallowed earlier on, but he made it right in extra time where Liverpool were the better team in extra time. But we rewind all the way back to the first half. Liverpool were very dominant, had a lot of play. Obviously, it was a shock. Salah and Núñez not starting, but Liverpool played well. They played well without them and they had chances. Obviously, I think it was Gakpo hit the post. Sterling had a disallowed goal and they thought they had the lead with a Van Dijk header, which did get ruled out. It was a bit of a dodgy situation, I'd say, because obviously the block and they've ruled it out offside. I think it can go 50-50. Obviously, this way it went disallowed, but those are the times that, they allowed them. Maybe if the occasion wasn't so big, then it wouldn't have been disallowed, and you know what I mean. The referees have to make these type of decisions, but very cagey from there on in. And obviously, I think it was Gravenberch who got off. Klopp was fuming because I think he got injured and it could be a long-term injury. It was Gomez, I think, who had to come on. There was lots of changes for Liverpool in the end. And very tired legs. Towards the end of the second half where Chelsea were on top. Almost all over Liverpool a little bit. Kelleher had to make some wonderful saves. Bosh. He was everywhere. He had to step up tonight and he did that. And the game did end up going to full-time, 0-0. Full-time and then going into extra time where Chelsea just seemed to drop off, but Klopp made all these subs, took off a lot of the experienced midfield players. Tsimikas came off Robertson. He really freshened up that squad. And in the end, it did pay off. But for Chelsea, that was a real chance there. They had, I can't remember how many kids they had. They had at least 3 or 4 kids, Liverpool, who, you've never heard of before. Obviously, there was 1 or 2 that obviously come on last 10 minutes, something like that. But overall, a very, very different team. And it was like Harvey Elliott was one of the experienced players, which was weird. You had Van Dijk obviously on the pitch. Kinsa was centre-back. Konate came off. I think McAllister was on the pitch at the end. I can't remember. It was Endo in midfield. There was literally Endo, Elliott, Diaz, Van Dijk. That was it. And Kelleher, if you class him as experienced, obviously he's been in the final before. But they did the job and it was a great corner by Tsimikas. Van Dijk flicking it in. And in the extra time halves, it was deserved because Chelsea switched off. I don't know what happened to them. They had tired legs. Obviously, realistically, Pochettino had the better substitutions because of the injuries Liverpool had. But they got through the line. The Liverpool fans were buzzing, and you saw what it meant to Klopp. The 3 points coming back. Yes! They were loving life, and it's one step closer to young Klopp's end of time at Liverpool. But I think he really wanted to deliver them at least one trophy. And although it's the Carabao Cup, it's a great step forward for the start of, obviously, his little trophy haul that he could collect, because obviously he's got the Prem, he's still in the FA Cup, and he's still in the Europa League. And although, let's say hypothetically, they win all of them, it is a quadruple, but it's not, obviously, a Champions League. But I think he'll be on the hunt for all these trophies. The Premier League is the one he'll want to get, and he said it was the most special trophy he's had in 20 years. I think it's because he knows his time's coming to an end, and every sort of special moment he really cherishes. So that was nice to see. And obviously, Chelsea, they're lacklustre. I don't think they've won a trophy UK-wise, domestically, in like 6 years. They've bottled against Liverpool before, and I think against Leicester. Pochettino's not the man. He has that Spurs DNA in him, and obviously even Harry Kane, who's gone to Bayern to try and win the trophy. Leverkusen are bloody flying, so it makes 0 sense what is going on with the Spurs DNA. But will he get sacked? I think obviously his contract's got loads left, so you'll have to see what happens. But in terms of managerial success, he's been shit at Chelsea. And like Gary Neville summed it up perfectly, Klopp's kids have beaten the billion-pound bottle jobs. That's what Chelsea are, the blue billion-pound bottle jobs, because that second half, and even the first half of extra time, was a real kick. They was all over Liverpool in the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes. They should have gone for it, and they didn't. And they got tired, and Cuckoo came on, didn't do anything. I was really expecting some flair from him. Palmer got subbed off in the end, and he was very lacklustre, I'd say, throughout the game. Obviously, he had a few chances, but Kelleher made great saves. The others have obviously got to up their game, but Liverpool were favourites, and they went and won it. They dug deep, and they know how to win titles. They know how to win trophies. This team has done it plenty of times. The first time Van Dijk lifted it with Klopp, I thought that was a nice little moment. They're both lifting it, and it was a great performance by them. Every Liverpool youngster should be happy in themselves. Without Trent, without Salah, without Núñez, and Liverpool still go and win the trophy. The amount of injuries they'd have, obviously, prior to this, because they was looking good, and then in the game before Luton, they lost a lot of players. So, big kick in the teeth, but they'll focus now for the FA Cup, and they can obviously rest players and stuff like this, because I think they haven't got too hard of a fixture, is it? But you'll have to see. It's one ticked off for Klopp. Chelsea are in no man's land. Chelsea just being Chelsea. They can turn it one day and the other day they're shit. So we'll have to see what happens with Poch. Do you blame the manager? Do you play the team? I think the recruitment is shit. The manager he doesn't really have a style of playing because obviously they've spent money on Poch. He's going to be like held accountable eventually. It's just the Chelsea regime, and I think even without Abramovich, it's still going on where, you know, you've got 3 years maybe max if you're doing well and you're winning trophies. If not, you're bloody out that club. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't give a like, subscribe. It weren't goal fest, but there was a lot of tension, a lot of action, and it weren't too bad. So I'll see you in the next video.